Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Soul Reaver 2. This is Leading Man, and welcome back to Ustenheim. Let's see if we can get rid of these guys. Oh, yay! A closed gate. On the plus side, dogs are really easy to kill with a Reaver. Also, you'll notice the Reaver thing doesn't really deplete while you're holding something until you let go, and does a nice jump. Thankfully, we don't really need to deal with these guys anymore, and there's actually nothing interesting from that point all the way over to here when we're in the swamps again. So the final function of the Air Reaver is that what it does here is when you're in the swamps, it allows you free movement. You don't need any of that stuck thing going on, which is really nice. Actually, probably one of the most useful features of any Reaver, really. And of course, we'll use this air vent to get over to the other side. And we have access to a time machine. Good times. For some reason, this walk really reminds me of the Sanctuary of the Clans from Soul Reaver 1. I guess it's just because it's a circular thing leading to a circular chamber.
I had no choice but to act purely on blind faith. There was no way to tell what error this device was tuned to, and I had neither the knowledge nor the means to set the machine myself. I hesitated only briefly. Then, throwing the switch, I hurled myself into oblivion and relinquished my will to the hand of fate.
Alright, let's go see the damage. Thankfully there's only one entrance/exit thing here. And immediately there's a convenient checkpoint, which is always nice in case you die somehow in between here and the checkpoint outside. Doing that accidentally would be a pretty impressive feat though, I have to admit, because you'd have to sit there until you died, and then manage to die to the Sluaw, which is... yeah, that'd be really impressive.
Beyond all hope and against all probability, it seemed that the device had unerringly delivered me to the error I sought. For these were Sarafan banners, and these vampires apparently the victims of their crusade. The coincidence seemed too convenient to naively ascribe to fate. But whether my opportune arrival had been orchestrated by Mobius, or some other influence, I didn't know. If Janos Ordrin still lived, I would find him. But I was wary of further deception, and resolved to tread carefully.
And by tread carefully, he clearly means just go right for the gusto and, you know, fuck looking into what exactly is going on here. Also, the door is back. Yay! We missed you, and it actually works now. Which is good, because considering if it didn't work, we'd end up in some sort of really weird paradox involving a door. And that's just unnecessary. By the way, I have no idea why I'm jumping across all this stuff. It's really not necessary. I could just walk through this. I guess it's habit. So thankfully, a good portion of this swamp here is pretty much empty, except for our friends here. Hey buddy, remember me? Well, I guess he wouldn't remember me, considering we're in the distant past. Oh well, whatever.
For all the butchery of Mobius's crusade, this massacre was somehow more chilling. The killing fields of the Sarafan betrayed a kind of orderly ruthlessness, the cold-blooded righteousness of the true believer.
Seriously, I think Raziel just splits a lot of hairs when it comes to this stuff. Doesn't really matter to me if it's organized or unorganized. Murdering pretty much everyone of a race is chilling enough. And hell, the Sarafan don't even fully do it. Mobius's guys actually win. Boy, this trek sure is uneventful.
By all that is holy!
Here at last, in the flesh, I beheld my former brothers in arms, the warrior priests of the Sarafan Order, their lives devoted solely to the annihilation of the vampire plague. And while I confess, I felt a twinge of longing, a pang of grief for what I had believed was my lost virtue, I regarded them now with none of the reverence I formerly felt. For I had seen the human face of the vampires, and now I beheld the monstrousness of these men.
So these are Sarafan warriors. They work exactly like all the axe and sword guys from every other chapter, only they're way stronger and they take way more damage. And they have magicians who run away, instead of guys who stand there with a cannon and let you beat them up. These little chicks are really, really annoying. And the worst part is there's some areas where you just have to chase them down. Like, say, right here if you want to climb up this wall. Best thing you can do, get them in a corner, kill them with a Reaver, and then do whatever you need to do. That was close. Where'd this guy come from? Hiding in a corner. You can see how many hits he takes with the Reaver before he can finally give up the ghost. And here we have Ustenheim again. Boy, I sure miss this place. No real good point to that flyby other than to give you a nice little aerial view of the town. See how it looks here in the past, all covered with snow and such. It's kind of cool. I do like the crunching sound that Raziel makes as he walks and the little footprints he leaves. That's pretty sweet. It's a good effect. And of course we can't get out of here without dealing with these guys first. So as always, pretty much the way you want to do this is kill the little spear / staff guys first. Even though this is barely an axe or a staff or whatever the hell it is. The design on it's pretty crazy. Anyway, try your best to get those guys away from you because they have the longest distance and range and speed. Wow. You'll also notice these guys are considerably more difficult because they actually block pretty damn effectively. Sarafan warriors are not meant to be trifled with. Anyways, our grand goal here is to head all the way back to Janos Audrin's area. And honestly, I'm not going to deal with any of these guys. I hope this isn't boring you guys too much when I just run by all these guys, but when it comes down to it, like, there's really not a good reason to fight these people. All they do is waste your time and Really, they just take up all your health and make you have to die more. Especially considering how difficult the Seraphan are in the first place. Oh lord, don't hit me off the cliff. Alright, cool. Okay, back to some progress.